Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. So Coach Rob and I were just hitting, and he said, keep your head down, like for the first 20 minutes of our warming up. And I'm like, but Coach Rob, stay tuned. I figured this would be a great video because I'm sure that I'm not the only bobblehead out there trying to play tennis. Okay? Right?
True that.
Okay. So, Coach Rob, when you say that I'm like literally, not keeping my head still, so I'm basically doing this, like the typical tennis player that starts looking at where the ball's going to go before they hit it.
I actually thought you might have been looking at the trees.
Well, if I was doing that, at least I'm semi in realm of the ball.
Yeah, but
right?
you were on the other side of the court,
right.
going like that.
Oh, so you're telling me I'm going. So let's look at that tree over there.
Right.
So I'm like looking at that tree over there,
right,
while swinging.
When the ball was down here, right, Harry's eyes were up there.
So before I struck.
Correct.
So way before I struck.
Right.
Okay. So here's the thing. I know we all do this because I've seen everybody out there doing the same thing as I'm doing. Okay. And you think you know where the ball is. I feel like that's what we're thinking. It's like because we've hit so many millions of balls that ball's gonna be there, whatever, like this. We casually, like this.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine, whatever. Right.
Right. And that's how long we rallied. It was about about 2 shots.
Right.
So then I said, hey, Harry, keep your head down. Keep your head still. So turn your head around here. I turn the other way. So when I'm hitting with Harry, I can see his logo here. And when it went up there, I knew he wasn't looking down here. And that's usually when I had to go pick up balls and start the rally again. And then I said, Harry, keep your head down. So now all of a sudden he's here. Here's the ball. And all of a sudden we had this like 10-ball rally because Harry never moved his head. It stayed still the whole time. And sure enough, you didn't miss.
Right. So
Harry wasn't asking for the lesson or the tip, but I was trying to extend our rally. So knowing Harry as I do, I felt like I could say that and he'd be like, okay.
Totally. I need that because, when we walked out to warm up, my head's not in here right now and I'm just kind of going with the flow. And obviously I'm literally doing what's comfortable to me. And I'm sure you guys are doing the same thing because it's comfortable to you to do that. And let me explain to you what I'm talking about. For me, at least, I'm comfortable doing this. Because what's happening is I see the ball coming, right? I'm starting my head off so that I can get the shoulder around. So I'm literally thinking I'm doing this. So I'm clearing my head to get my shoulder around. Okay? I'm sure you guys do the same thing. Now, the proper way to do it, though, it doesn't feel comfortable to me. So when you tell me I keep my head down, like doing that feels restrictive to me because this is kind of in the way. I know this is supposed to push me out, but it's not. It feels like I'm in tight and I'm kind of doing this. Right?
Okay.
It's not freewheeling.
Right. Even though you just did freewheeling and kept your head still.
That doesn't quite feel normal to me.
Right.
Maybe I've been doing it the wrong way for so long.
This isn't the first time I've said, hey, Harry, keep your head down. Just for the record.
Right. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
I see especially the women on tour. I call it the triangle, right? The triangle like this. So womb, triangle, right? And then finishing up the triangle, right? I always see that. I call it finishing up the triangle. And everything's within the triangle, right, including your head, right?
Right.
But it's hard for me to do that. It looks great when it's done perfectly, right, but for me to do that, like literally takes for me to, do that.
Right.
So I call it the Peanut Louie because I know Peanut Louie, and whenever I watch her hit, I'm like, I wish I could do that. And she will literally straight back, straight through, look up.
Right. And the looking up part, like you and I can hit the ball. We can hit it cross quarter down the line. We know ahead of time where we're going to hit it. Or in our case, we're hitting it down the middle a lot to each other so that we don't have to look up because we already know where we're aiming. We're not going, oh, where should I hit it? And be looking, where's it going?
Right.
Or any of that stuff. It's like contact point is key. Like what's more important than hitting the ball flush?
Right.
Right? Like if you're hitting the ball and you're making contact and you just still don't know where you're going to hit it, sorry, that's probably not going to work.
Right.
You know, decide ahead of time and just keep your head down. And our rally was great. When you exaggerated keeping your head down and not feeling good, you didn't miss.
Right.
Every ball you hit pure.
Right.
And I was like, perfect. And we had a great rally.
Exactly. So the thing that I felt though when we actually kept the long rally going was I felt like I was doing this and I made sure ball gone, rack it through, and then I looked up.
Right.
But I felt like I was tied up though.
Right.
You know, I felt like I was tied up and I felt, see, this is the thing that I think everybody out there might agree with me, is that the ball might not be coming as fast to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not extending out, you know, hitting more freely. Would you agree with that? Or is that in my head?
I think that's in your head.
Okay.
But I'm old school. I'd rather just keep your head down and keep hitting and making great contact, and you're probably going to put a good swing on it and give yourself a shot to make it over the net.
Right.
And put it in play.
Right.
You know.
So
and remember, I just came from teaching all the time, so I'm looking for those things. You just came out of the shop.
Right.
So you're like, hey, let's just go hit. And you're like, I'm free.
Right.
No stringing. No one asking me any questions.
Right,
I can just hit. Let's
Right.
go. And so the head flew up early, so that was sort of how this started.
Right. Trying to catch a fly there.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay, so how can we make sure that we do it the right way all the time?
Just exaggerate keeping your head down. Hold it still longer than you think.
All right, let's get into the baseline over here. Okay, so what I want to do, I'm going to show you what I want to do, okay? I want to do this, okay? Was that correct? Was that correct?
For
was
you?
That close? Was that
That was close
as we
for
get?
you.
Okay.
Yep.
Like, what I normally do is probably this.
Yes,
right?
that's what we see. That's what I saw. Prompting, keep your head down.
Right. So what I should do is probably this then.
If you're going to, close, stance it, and step in, that's fine.
Okay, or.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And same thing, even on the backhand, once you kept your head still, all of a sudden now your backhand, you started exaggerating, keeping your chin down and seeing that great follow through. You can look in your shadow. Hey, is my hat moving?
Right.
Oh, look, my head just moved and I can see it there in the shadow. I'm looking up. No, just practice.
Right.
Pick a spot on the ground you want to look at. Boom,
Right.
I saw it.
Exactly. So today, when I did this, it went in the net or on the ground.
And where'd you hit it on your racket?
I thought I hit the strings.
Bottom. Shankopotamus. If I remember right. The
maybe
video won't lie.
Okay, so I probably hit it down here somewhere then, or somewhere over here. It didn't feel like it though. That was the funny thing.
Right.
Like usually, if I really exaggerate this part, I'll nail it off the frame and it'll just like go sky high.
Or straight down.
Or straight down. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's show the folks. How I should be doing it. Can you feed me a couple and then just say this is right? Was I there?
Pretty good. Hold
Okay.
still even longer. Don't move that logo. There you go.
So when do I look up?
After the ball is crossing, after you know you followed through, you finished, you caught your follow through, or you finished wherever it is, then look up. You already know where you're hitting it.
Okay.
You don't have to go look to see if you made it.
Right.
Because you're not calling it anyhow.
Okay.
The second one was the bet.
All right, so I'm going to put my Peanut Louie hat on, and exaggerate the look down.
Nice. Second one was the best.
Second one was the best still. Okay, okay.
The first one you did pretty good. The shot wasn't as good. The second one you did the head still and the shot was good. Third one just may have peaked a little early.
Okay, got it. When you say peaked a little early, what does that mean? It means I just
so
glanced
if you
a little
notice, this will, when he hit it really good, this logo didn't move. And when he peaked a little early, it went just a hair. He just went, whoop. He was kind of like, I gotta keep my head still.
bit. Okay, got it.
We're not looking for, it's not huge because you're concentrating on holding it still.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But the ball shows, though. What Coach Rob just told me is that the second ball of both of those feeds were the best, and they went the best too. Sorry you guys couldn't see it, but those were deep and had good shape on it, and had good penetration through the court.
And you didn't swing that hard.
No, I didn't.
You hit it clean.
Right.
It was really well struck.
Right.
And to me, if you hit the ball clean and you're really concentrating on making good contact,
right,
the rest will take care of itself.
Right, exactly. So that's the thing, is consistency is the game. If you can be consistent with yourself and your head not bobbing around or looking at the birds or the tree or the sky before you strike, I know we all do it, and I keep saying that. All right, so let's recap what we need to do. And now we know what we all already do. It's more important now to make sure that if we do the right thing, if we keep our head steady, eye on the ball, strike the ball releases, maybe then look up.
There you go. Don't look into the future.
Back to the Future?
Part 2.
Part 4.
Oh, sorry,
No,
4.
we're doing 4 because it wasn't made yet.
Oh, okay. There we go.
All right. So, Coach Rob, is there any other tips that we can have people do it? Because I know people are going to watch us go out and just resume what they do. Is there anything little or minute that people could just concentrate on one thing?
Sure. Just practice even starting the rally. Just drop, hit it, and don't look up.
Okay.
Like just boom, hit, and don't look up. And then you hear it bounce, you could look up. Or, exaggerate that holding still.
That's a great tip.
Instead of, hey, Harry, and I'm looking at you, it's like, boom, hit the ball. Okay, now let's look up.
Okay.
Verse.
That's a good habit. Okay.
Right.
So that's a good
that.
habit that everybody can do instead of the bad habit that you guys have been doing for 40 years.
Right. And same thing on the backhand. Start the rally with the backhand. Hold your head still. If it's a one hand, do it with one. Do it if you have a two-handed, do it with two, but exaggerate on the backhand side as well. I mean, we've been talking forehand, but it works the same on the backhand.
Right. Okay. Coach Rob, thank you for always pitching in and giving me these important tips.
My pleasure.
Because I'd be like bird watching instead of playing tennis.
Well, we'd be spending a lot of time cleaning balls up and not hitting a whole lot together.
That's true. All right. Thank you, Coach Rob.
Sure.
Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Most people, they quit tennis because, it's hard to find somebody to play with, right? I just feel so lucky to have my buddy Coach Rob, that we have so much in common. We're both kind of follically impaired. Ain't that right, Coach Rob?
Us follically challenged friends have to hit together.
Yes. So I have Coach Rob. If you guys need a friend and you're follically impaired or are a bearded one and looking for your bearded mate, right? Check out Player Court. They have people that look like you, play like you, maybe act like you. Check out their site. It's playercourt.com. Your tennis buddy can teach you how to twirl,
Hopefully
you'll get it someday.
Hopefully better than that. We'll have to keep practicing, Harry.